Welcome back to RidgeTop Survival. I'm Coyote, and today we're going to be talking about the Bear Grylls Ferro Rod. They claim this ferro rod is good for 8,000 strikes, and they also claim that it's watertight. Today we're going to test its capabilities and their claim that it is watertight. We're going to start off using a cotton ball with Vaseline. As always, you're going to spread that out. Get to the dry inside fibers. You get one good strike on the cotton ball with Vaseline and it's going to take it every time. What I like about this ferro rod is it keeps its own tinder inside the handle. So if you've got this ferro rod with you, you've got fire. It's also got a whistle on the paracord that it's tied to. You can adjust that however you want it. The whistle is a lot better than the whistle that's on the Light My Fire ferro rod. It's loud, and if you need to be heard, you're going to be heard. It's also got alpine rescue signals. It's got a nice thick handle, so if it's cold, you can still grip it. It'll shoot good sparks every time. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, it's going to shoot the sparks. Now, it will come with the black coating around it, just like every other ferro rod. You scrape that back, a few scrapes, and then it'll start throwing sparks. We're going to go ahead and mash the cotton ball with Vaseline out and move on to some jute twine. The jute twine is the same way as the cotton ball with Vaseline. You'll want to separate it into these nice small fibers so that it can catch a spark. If you don't spread it out, it's not going to take a spark and you're not going to get a fire. You don't need much of it. This particular jute twine has 4 inner strands. I'll go ahead and separate them all for you. Show you how well it takes a spark. The more surface area you have to catch that spark, the better. That's not exactly what you want, but it's close enough that you're going to get a fire. Just like that. One good strike. The only thing I don't like about this, it's a little tricky to get in there if you're not looking at what you're doing. Also, the rope is tied around this handle right here and it comes off. That's an opportunity for you to lose your ferro rod. I think if you had to pick which end you wanted to come off, it should probably be the striker end because you can still strike this with the back of your knife. Now if the jute twine's burned out, we'll go ahead and move on to some magnesium. Magnesium is going to work in the wet and the cold, and it's going to burn really hot, but really quick. So if you don't have tinder on it, it's not going to do you much good. They do sell magnesium capsules and bags of magnesium if you want to use that. I prefer to just keep the bar with it because it's also got a ferro rod. Turn it over to the side you've already scraped the black coating off. it'll sizzle and pop. But the magnesium, you have to hit it directly. You're not going to get surface area unless you scrape off a whole lot of this bar. And that takes time. And when I want to fire, I don't always have time. It does have this O-ring on here. It goes around the handle to keep it watertight. Obviously it comes off when you're trying to use it. So that's also not a very good selling point. See if we can get some more of this magnesium. It's hard to hit a small amount, but you get the point. Next thing we're going to do is, I've got a pot of water here. Water. We'll close this up, get the O-ring on it nice and tight. They say this cotton that's in the handle will stay dry. And you'll still have tinder and a fire starter that you can use. So we'll drop this down in there. Swoosh it around a little bit. You want to get the most of that water off. Shake it around a little bit. Pull it apart. Ferro rod seems to be dry. Good spark. You'll want to carefully get this cotton out of here, because if you get this cotton too wet, it's not going to start you a fire. And if that's the only tinder you have to rely on, you won't get a fire. You take it out, you fluff it up. Seems to be nice and dry. And there you go. It's watertight, it's waterproof. If you fell in the water and this was the only ferro rod you had on you, and you had it in your pocket, and you had cotton in the handle, or your choice of tinder in the handle, jute, twine, whatever it may be, you can get you a fire, and you can get warmed up, you can get your clothes dry, you can get yourself dry, and you'll be good to go. I would highly recommend you have one of these in your kit. They don't weigh much, they're fairly small, they don't take up enough space to not have one. They're about $13, $14 on Amazon. There's going to be a link in the description below. If you'd like to know anything else about this, drop it in the comments section. Share this video to your friends, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.